Welcome back, my friends. In this part 2 episode, the Dark Lord, engage in a captivating conversation with Mauvais Garcon. Together, we delve into the intricacies of content creation, particularly within the dynamic Minecraft community. Mauvais shares valuable insights on building a thriving community, shedding light on the impact of YouTube's algorithm changes, and emphasizing the importance of consistency and quality in content production. Our discussion also explores the potential of utilizing AI in scripting and the exciting possibilities of expanding into platforms like TikTok and Spotify. As a listener, you can look forward to gaining practical advice on navigating the ever-evolving digital content landscape while maintaining unwavering passion and perseverance in your creative pursuits. Without further ado, let's start the show and listen to the insights of Mauvais Garcon. Mauvais, and welcome back to the show.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me
on again.
It's been a week. It has been, Dark Lord. And it's sort of remembering what we've spoken about and what we've not. So,
I know. What was it that we were discussing there? I think we were talking about your world.
Yeah, I think we were talking. I think I was going to sort of mention about how the community, is really important. It's really important for me. To be honest, it's the community that keeps me going. Again, listening to, in my world, it was one of your recent guests who I mentioned last week.
Was it Neon or Michael
Neon?
TBH?
No, Neon Gaming. He was saying how he's struggling to get the community to sort of engage with his content.
Yeah,
he
was.
I really feel for him on that. I've been really lucky with that, and I sort of I'll tell you how I sort of started. So again, as I've mentioned, last week I sort of worked quite heavy with the AI, and one of the suggestions the AI said is you need to reach out to content creators in your same niche of your same sort of size and sort of leave some comments and get to know them. So I did, and off the back of that, so VCraft, he's primarily a short. He's a young lad, lives in, I think he's Croatian.
Okay. What's his name? Or what did they go by?
VCraft 1, VCraft 1. An older guy, and me being old, I'm 56, and a guy older than me, a guy called Felonious Wizard, very, very much old school internet. He has just stopped making videos, but his content I enjoyed because he's just playing Minecraft. There was nothing fancy. There was no music. Sorry about that. There was no music. He just played and waffled. And
nice.
But he's a regular commenter. Mr. Joe Games. I think he's got something crazy, like over 1.5 million views on his channel.
Wow.
But he jumps in. And a number of others. There's a long list of them. Noah Titan. I've got because I'm talking to you from my laptop rather than my desktop machine, which I do all my work from, all my Minecraft stuff from. But that's in the living room, and understandably, the missus didn't want to not be able to watch TV for several hours while we talked about Minecraft. So I've come up into the bedroom with the laptop, so I've not got that detail in front of me. But yes, so I engaged my commentators early and sort of said right at the beginning, okay, we're going to circumnavigate this enormous world. Where do we go? Do we go left or do we go right? And I then put up a vote, and they decided to go left, which is south. And so we left Athens, moving into areas that I'd not explored. So the world at this time was 10 years old, and I'd never been there, so I didn't know what was round the corner. So from there, we sort of travelled for a couple of days, until eventually we found an island which I founded and named Thasos. So that was the first
Okay.
new. Now I knew Thasos was an unexplored area because, believe it or not, copper is rare in my world.
Really?
Because copper,
Be-
when did copper appear? Two, three,
I'm
yeah. How many
trying to
years ago?
remember.
A couple of
You know,
years
well,
ago?
they really started to expand on it in the tricky
Yes,
trials back in
of
what,
course.
2023,
Yeah, yeah,
2022,
yeah.
maybe?
So, it
Yeah.
has to be an unexplored area for copper to appear.
Gosh.
So I knew
Wow.
this was unexplored. So I then start sort of, set it up, set the place up, put the walls up. You start building, dig my mines. I do like a mine, which Minecraft at the end of the day, isn't it?
Yeah.
And and because my world is 100% vanilla and 100% survival, I'm down and I'm mining, and I come across a trial spawner. I had no idea what this thing was. Like, no idea. I'm like recording, and in those
Yeah.
days, I was possibly still doing the microphone with OBS.
Mhm.
It wasn't, I hadn't split that off at that time. And so I'm like, what have I just found? I have
Yeah.
no idea. Please leave suggestions in the comments. And it was one of the commenters that I actually knew in real life that watched the episode and sent me a message. I mean, that's a trial chamber. And I went to what? To trial chamber. So I literally had to go away and Google it, and then found out. And then
Yeah.
I did a whole series of episodes on the trial chambers,
Oh, that's cool.
which are quite exciting. Um, and that they're early episodes. They're sort of 15 to 20 or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, 50,
I
50 will
was
be the
I was looking through your YouTube catalog and
yes,
I saw here that episode 32 from
yes.
Antioch to the Unknown, a 3-day Minecraft Sea Adventure, which released 4 months
That's
ago,
that's when I
garnered
left Antioch. Yeah,
3.3 thousand views. That
yes.
is crazy. That's was that your most popular?
It is indeed. That's when the algorithm was playing nice for me. Um,
What was your trick? What was the recipe you did for that?
that was grinding, grinding on the episode before the algorithm changed. So the way and this is my understanding of it. So the way the
Hmm,
YouTube algorithm used to work, because I believe it changed about 10 or 12 weeks ago. Um,
really?
is well, from my experience,
I
I could be wrong. I could be totally wrong,
I
but
have no idea. See, I'm not a YouTuber.
mm,
I have a YouTube account. My
yes.
videos just upload, and I don't care. I don't do anything with
Well,
it.
the way, and this is the way I understood it. There'll be people that will be listening to the podcast and going, "That's wrong, Mauvais. You've got it totally wrong." And I could be totally wrong on this, but my understanding, the way the YouTube algorithm did work was it would it looked to try and find your audience. You have the Mr. Beast quote, which is sort of
Yeah.
like, change algorithm for audience. Um, which makes
Hmm.
sense. It's not the algorithm that doesn't like your content; it's the audience. That makes
Hmm.
sense. So the way the algorithm itself used to work, or so I believe, was if you put your content out at the same day and time every week, or every other
Hmm.
week, or every month, the algorithm would then test it with an audience. And then as the weeks went by, it would find your audience for you. And therefore, if you were producing your content same time, same date, every week or every other week, um, it would then start actually showing to your content to people that liked what you did, and therefore
Yeah.
naturally your numbers would naturally climb. So
Hmm.
at that time, when I hit that, I think um, that was when the algorithm was pushing me at its most. So it was going,
Hmm.
we like Mauvais content. We like Mauvais because Mauvais puts Minecraft stuff out every week, every
Hmm.
Sunday at 8 o'clock. And I was doing premieres then as well. So every Sunday at 8
Wow.
o'clock was a premiere. And I'd get up to 15 to 20 people that would join me for the premiere, which I always
Yeah.
thought was crazy. It's like, really, guys, have you not got a life? Why are you? What, I'm producing Minecraft videos. It's like, really?
Yeah.
I'm not
It's
Dan
the story.
TDM. Yeah. Well, yes. I understood. I was passionate about it, but I was grateful that these people
Mm-hmm.
were willing to, give their time up to be there to what. And
Yeah.
some of my commenters would, if they didn't make the premiere, would put in the comments, really sorry, couldn't make the premiere, gutted, because
Yeah.
we would talk in the chat at the premiere.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
Yeah.
YouTube was promoting and helping, and the channel was growing, and I was hitting some great numbers. And then about 10 or 12 weeks ago, the algorithm changed, and rather than saying, right, we know what you're doing, Mauvais. We know that your content's out every Sunday at 8 o'clock. We know that it's Minecraft, and we know that it's people that are watching long form Minecraft videos. It then went, no, what we expect now is that your next video is better than your previous video. And if it's not, we're not going to push you as much the following week. Now,
Interesting.
I was averaging for about 20 episodes, give or take, averaging comfortably between 1,000 and 2,000 views on every episode. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking and going, okay, how can I push it onto the 5,000? At which point then I have made it, so to speak, I'm monetized. I'm,
Yeah.
I'm then gonna, yes, though the earnings would have been small, there would have been money coming in, which then justifies the work that I've put in over the last year
Mm-hmm.
to and the missus can't say, enough of this playing video games for a living, go and get a job. It's like,
Yeah.
actually, this playing games, which is amazing,
Yeah. Yeah.
is keeping the repo man from the door.
Yeah.
It's actually doing that.
Yeah.
Um,
Exactly.
but yeah, so they changed it, and then I had a life circumstance. So I had a drop in views off the change, because it then expected that your next video will be better than your last one, basically.
Mm.
And it wasn't, so it had a drop. And then the following week to that, I had about an hour before I was due to do the premiere, a personal issue came up.
Mm.
So I'm like, "Ugh, can't do the premiere." So I just turned it on to a release.
Mm.
That killed the video. Absolutely
Oh,
killed it. And then the algorithm's gone, no, I'm not now sharing the content the way I was. And so the numbers have now
dang.
dropped. So I'm now
And it probably
reevaluating, yeah, how I'm going to do
also
this.
seasons effect. I've noticed, I don't know if it's the same for content creators, but I know like for podcasting,
Mm,
summers are a dead time of the year
yeah,
and around Christmas.
yeah,
Because a lot of people are celebrating with their families and stuff. So
of course.
but that's interesting to hear about the algorithm in YouTube. Do you see that reflected in
Yeah.
TikTok, or is your TikTok doing fine?
No, well, oh, no, TikTok's another challenge altogether. TikTok, again, I went on to TikTok off the back of the AI's advice. It's all the AI's fault all day long. So the AI can't hear me speaking, so I'm confident in saying this. I wouldn't be typing
I
it
don't know.
in.
Riverside's heavy on AI, so it probably is tuning
Oh,
in on
yeah,
you.
but Riverside's AI isn't going to be talking to my chat GPT, so that's fine.
Not yet.
Not yet. Yes, yeah. Anyway, love AI. Did I say that? Yeah, say that. Love you all. Love you all. Yeah, I've never seen Terminator. It's not going to happen. So yeah, so the AI said, oh, you need to hit TikTok. You'll get some new fans. So I decided I would use my titles. Now my title sequence, which I put in from I think about episode 3. Episode 2 or 3. It was quite one of the earliest bit of work outside of Minecraft I did. I actually sort of built my mini title. As part of my titles, there's a nuclear explosion. So I thought what I would again, yeah, if you look at the older episodes, it's in all the older episodes. The most
Okay,
recent hasn't. So episode 1 and the most recent don't have the titles in it, but that's an experiment I was running with the AI. But
I
yeah,
see.
there's a nuclear explosion. So I thought naturally, not knowing TikTok at all, I'm not my attention span is longer than 3.5 seconds. So I've never really
Yeah.
I've never been a user of TikTok myself.
I've never used it.
Yeah.
I don't even know how it functions as a creator.
It's very different, very, very different. So I literally lifted my titles and thought that's my first TikTok all day long, because it's saying this is who I am. The TikTok algorithm didn't like it and shadow banned me for the first 40 uploads.
Wow.
Yeah,
Dang.
yeah. Same with Facebook. I went onto Facebook. I had a Mauvais Adventures Facebook channel for 24 whole hours before Facebook banned me. And I'm
That's
a nice,
crazy. It banned you?
yep, I'm a nice guy. And that was for liking and commenting, because all I did, I thought, well, I'll go onto Facebook. I thought this is a market, I need people that like Minecraft to say I'm making Minecraft content, and the way I'm making it, it's like vanilla,
Yeah.
survival, 11-year-old world. This is what I've done. This is how I play. I'm trying to encourage people to play Forever World Minecraft.
Yeah.
So, um, um, yeah, so gone onto Facebook and I've joined some groups and I've liked and I've made some comments, and they've decided they don't like me and ban me. So
That's crazy.
Facebook lasted 24 hours, and TikTok was terrible. So I stopped doing TikTok,
Yeah.
and I've only recently added. I did what I thought was an awful piece of content, but the AI said do A, B, and C, and you'll get more views. And I'd also left TikTok long enough. Hopefully, my shadow ban was gone, and that was my best performing TikTok. But that was just only
Dang.
just over 1,000 views, which is pence in the real world. My
Yeah.
YouTube Shorts now. I do shorts 3 times a week, which is just cuts from my content. Um,
Gotcha.
and yeah, I found the sweet spot is about 13 seconds for a short, which again, it's this.
What?
Yep, it's this.
What can you even process as a person in 13
Nothing,
seconds?
absolutely nothing. It's this doom
That's almost a
scrolling.
picture.
It really is. It's this doom scrolling that people do now. They're attached to their phones and they're just doom scrolling. So
But
you
as a
could
content creator, just getting that view from a short, like
awful.
you could, like you can get money that way. Like, I
No,
mean, just
well,
like,
no, oh
do
no,
they even care?
no.
Like that person?
It's the human being that's watching it is looking obviously for the adrenaline hit. They're looking for the hit,
Mm-hmm.
um, and for a long form YouTube content creator to be monetized, you need 4,000 hours of watch time in a calendar year. Now,
Wow.
my watch time's pretty good. I'm just under 3,000. I'm probably at 3,000 hours now.
That's pretty dang
With
good.
yeah, I get the watch time. When people watch, they actually watch.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Getting them to watch is the challenge. But yeah, when they sit down and watch, a lot of my content is watched by people on TV, which I still think is crazy. But obviously,
Yeah.
I'm trying to make my content television production equivalent.
That's what caught
Um,
my intrigue about Mauvais Garcon was your whole narrative and cinematic feel that you put to
yes,
your story. And
yes,
that's more rare because most of these Minecrafters, which this isn't what I'm into, I'm not
yeah,
knocking them. I'm just saying
no,
a lot of it is either super goofy,
mm,
unprofessional,
yep,
or it's just tutorials or just
yes,
watching people play
yeah,
without any narrative.
exactly, yeah, yeah. So
So,
that's something that I've sort of tried to do. So with the TikTok stuff, it was an experiment to try and bring more, because
mhm.
it's taking me a week to make an episode. So as I sort of
Yeah.
mentioned partly in last week's episode, day one will be editing 6 hours worth of video footage into 15 minutes, which
Mhm.
takes forever.
Oh, yeah.
And layer two will be my effects. Layer three will then be I'll then start working with the AI on the scripting. So the scripting will be partly AI, partly me. You'll know
Yeah.
yourself because you write all your own scripts. Scripting takes time.
It's the bulk of I do it all by hand. I do all my research. I don't use AI for that. I
Yep.
will say this: I use AI for my show descriptions because I just
Yes.
say,
Oh.
as
Yeah.
I'm so worn out from, I'm like,
Yes.
just reduce my script down to one paragraph,
Yeah.
and I will. And
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
No.
audience if you don't like that, but so I put almost 30 hours to writing one episode,
Oh,
like
yeah,
writing.
yeah, totally.
It's
And
insane.
that's the thing. And this is the way I look. I would love, love more than anything to be in a financial position to
Mhm.
go, okay, I'm going to make an episode every 2 weeks, and
Mhm.
I'm going to write it myself, script it myself, because I could do
Mhm.
that. I
Yeah,
have
you're
the
in your background
yeah,
is
I have the ability
lined up
to
with
do
it.
that, just not the time. I would
Mhm.
need a team of people. If I could, and people aren't going to do this for free. You can't
No.
turn around and say, okay, I've got 6 hours worth of footage. Could you cut that down to 15 minutes for me?
No.
Yeah. Okay, then what's that going to cost you? Yeah, I'll do that for 500 quid.
I'll
Whoa.
give you a few blocks of diamonds. How about that?
Exactly. And they'll go, really? No, no, that don't work. So it's for me. I knew I wanted to try storytelling,
Mhm.
and it was to try it. Was no. Let's work with the AI on this.
Yeah.
So I will still, crazy as it sounds, I will spend for 1 minute. 1 minute of script that the AI will give me, that might take me 2 hours because
Wow.
I will need to describe what's happening, timestamps, this is
Mhm.
happening, that's happening, here's some screenshots, da 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 da, da, and then it'll push out the script and you'll go, that's awful. No,
Yeah.
that is not
Yeah,
me. And then I
it's
will
not your
then edit it.
personality.
Exactly. And then I will edit it and then push it back and then we'll go back. It's like working with a script writer.
Yeah, you're
Ex-
spitballing back and forth with it.
yes, yes,
Okay, I see what you're doing.
except for the script
That's
writer is an AI.
mhm. Yeah, there's
Um,
nothing you're getting inspiration from
yes,
what is presenting you or
yes,
what's
yes.
turning up,
Yep, yep.
which I don't see that being a problem.
Mm. And I'm open about it. It's yeah. I would love to be in a position where I could afford to employ someone to create my thumbnails. I would love to be in a
Mhm.
position to transcript. That's the big one for me. Um, you mentioned last week's episode, length of episode. The reason my episodes have come down to 15 minutes isn't
Yeah.
that 15 minutes is the sweet spot. It's it will take me 4 to 4.5 hours to go over the transcript for a 15 minute episode. You start
Mhm.
adding minutes to that, you're pushing up to 5 hours, 6 hours, 7 hours. Because I would love to be making 30 minutes. That's
Yeah.
that's where I want to be. I want to do a 30-minute episode. That's what I want to do. But if I'm going to be pushing out to 60 odd languages, I've got to have a
Mhm.
solid transcript. And for 30 minutes, that could take me 10, 8, 9, 10 hours
Yeah.
to do the
No, I believe it.
transcript. And no, I didn't go into, my love is Minecraft. I
Mhm.
like the YouTube stuff. I detest transcripts. It's like, no, that's the one. If I could remove one thing from the whole process, though it's massively important.
Mhm.
I've got viewers in Brazil
Uh-huh.
that watch me in Portuguese. That AI dubbed. So what you'll do is I will create the transcript for the episode, and when I upload the video, I've got the option to add my transcript. That transcript is then used by because I'm part of the YouTube program that auto translates your
Mhm.
episodes. And I believe I got onto that because before that program appeared, I was doing, I think it was about 40 episodes. So I would put the transcript up in English and it would then enable me to change the title and the description into French, German, Italian, Hungarian, etc., etc., etc.
I see.
Um,
So it was more
and then
physical.
add the transcript. Yes, yes. So that's how it started. That's how the multi-language started. It was
Mhm.
on the suggestion of the AI saying, you're doing the transcript. Why don't
Mhm.
you be, why don't you? Well, actually, I came across a YouTuber on a totally different subject. History's a personal love of mine on a history channel, and I noticed playing around that he had got 10, 15, 20 languages that you could watch the subtitles in. And I was like,
Hmm.
wow, that's really cool. So I put him a message in his comments and said, how'd you do that? And he
Yeah.
said, Google this. So I did.
Oh, cool.
And then I went,
Nice.
oh, okay, so that's how you do that. And then I went to the AI and said, right, I'm looking at doing this and this is why. What do you reckon?
Hmm.
Oh, well, you want to do, and then that comes up with lots more information.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
that's where that started. So it was just subtitles first, and then I was introduced sort of overnight. I heard that this was coming, and then I'm on the program. And I think the reason they added me to the program was because I had been doing all the subtitles in the different languages, and they've gone,
Interesting.
this guy's doing it, so he's doing it anyway. So clearly he's someone we can trial this on.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
that's how
that's
the
neat.
languages came about. But that's a big part of the production cycle. It's a painful part, and and
Has it
and
helped you? Has it
uh,
helped adding all those languages boost your show and get recognition and
um,
more
be,
visibility around the
I,
world?
I would say before in my perception, the YouTube algorithm change. Yes, it did,
Okay.
um, because of the comment section, and I judge the channel by the analytics that come in. I get for some of the videos, I would get uh, crazy views in Polish, and I'd go, that's random.
Yeah.
Why? Japan. I've got a bit of a following in Japan, which I think is
Yeah.
amazing. And
That's cool.
you know, the Japanese. How techy are they? They're
Very.
the wow. That's amazing. And I even have people in Canada, which I know is weird.
Ye-
But hey, bit of a joke there, yeah. No, I've got friends in Canada that watch me. Sorry about that. But that's the old comedian taking the piss as we used to back in the day. But
Okay,
yeah,
gotcha.
it's yeah, no, it's now I just treat it as part and parcel because I know I've got
Mhm.
people in these various countries that watch my content in their language. I got to do that transcript.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
like
once you get them, once they start listening, you're kind of obliged
that's
to
exactly
keep
what it is.
providing that, huh?
That's exactly what it is. It would be an easier world if they all just learned English. Um, but that
Well,
sounds
I
very
guess the British
colonial of
didn't
me.
conquer it all, did they?
No, that was, well, the problem is they plan. It, did we conquer? No. What we did is we put shops everywhere. The marketing department. It's the British Empire was the marketing department of Britain with an army. That's what it was.
I
And
know the
yeah,
French did a pretty good job competing.
they didn't do a bad job at all. Napoleon. I'm one of these crazy people that believes Napoleon has earned the title of the Great, and he should have. He should be Napoleon the Great. Oh, he really should. He ticks all the
Yeah.
criteria in my world. Um, but obviously, the English speaking world, he was Hitler back in their
Yeah.
day,
No,
wasn't
he
he?
was.
He was, because he was going to bring the establishment down.
Yes.
Though he did sort of go a bit mad towards the end. But what is it? What is it
Now
they
you have an
say?
Englishman with a French username.
Exactly. Say no more. Say no more.
It's a global world.
It is a global world, and apart from the people at the top, most of us just get on.
Yes. Yeah. I think I love that you have your show in so many languages. I honestly
Yes.
do. And I do want to ask you this just for future, because I know voice cloning is a very big thing. And I've read Matthew
Yes.
McConaughey, Sir
Yep.
Michael Caine in your country, the
Yes.
actor, has
Yes.
signed
Yes.
their rights over. And I
Yep.
think they're shareholders in 11
Mm.
studios
Yes.
in New York City.
Yes.
And is that something, if it became available to more
Yes.
mainstream
You
content
don't
creators,
even
would
need
you do
to.
that?
You don't even need to complete that. Oh, yes, totally.
You would.
Well, I would
Okay.
love um, for people that are watching my content to actually hear my voice. Because I believe
Mm.
I've, like yourself, I've got a distinctive voice. I would like if
Mhm.
if people in the Philippines are listening to my content in you know Filipino. I'm guessing the language is called Filipino. I apologise if
Yeah,
it
I
is
believe so.
not. But if they're listening to, rather than it being an AI clone of whatever they've got there, it would be
Hmm.
my voice that the AI
Hmm.
had then taught Filipino. That would be
Hmm.
amazing.
Yeah, I honestly, as a podcaster, I'm so against voice cloning, but at the same time, if I could,
Yeah.
I speak French, but if I
Yes.
could get my voice out in Spanish,
Mm.
why not? I've almost thought about that. What is the harm of that? I did create the show. It's just I didn't go learn 100 languages
Well, yeah,
to,
yeah.
because that'd be impossible, wouldn't it?
Yeah, well, one, you'd need to be Lieutenant Uhura off Star Trek. She's the
Yeah.
biggest linguist I've ever heard of. You know, that woman knew her languages. She spoke something crazy. But okay, so let's say you were the sort of person that was able to learn that amount of languages. Well, wow,
Hmm.
straight away. But then I know how long it takes to do a transcript. How
Yeah.
long would it take? You might be able to release a video every 2 months.
May if you're covering old, like let's say
Yeah,
60 languages that you
exactly.
do, maybe,
Yeah,
maybe
yeah,
if you were to
y-
actually sit down and record like what we're
yes,
doing, that would
yes.
be insane,
Oh
and your
yeah.
voice would give out.
Oh, totally.
Your voice would give out.
Yeah,
Your vocal cords would be
yeah.
shot.
You couldn't do it. It would be,
No.
unless you were making feature film quality, which I try to do, feature film quality episodes. So you releasing one every 6 months. Maybe then,
Hmm.
you might spend the first week putting your episode together, and then you spend the next 5.5 months doing the voices in the different languages. Um,
No, I hear you, and I know your voice or your subtitles or your language is very
yes,
fascinating how you do that and how
yes,
you're reaching a broader global audience. I enjoy that you're doing that. I think that's really neat, especially people that are interested in your content have access to it. And
exactly.
what is it? I know that you are aiming to monetize, but where
Yes.
would you like to see Mauvais Garcon in 5 years? What is your dream with this brand?
Oh, that's a wonderful question. Um, I would like to be known by genuine Minecraft players as a decent guy that plays Minecraft the way we do. Now, I am not a super builder. I am not one of these guys, and I've seen them, especially now. I'm,
Mhm.
I'm a YouTuber myself. I do watch more content than I've ever watched because I want to know what other
Mhm.
people are doing. You'll see, there was a guy called Tridar, who clearly is playing in creative. Nothing wrong with that. Not knocking the creative players. That's your
Mhm.
thing. That's taking Sandbox to the next level. You've got everything,
Yeah.
so they are then going to build the Arc de Triomphe, and it's going to go
Mhm.
wow because they've
Yeah.
got every block available. They are
Yeah.
going to make balls in space that are a real ball, and they can make them multicolored because they've got everything, and that's fine.
Yeah.
Whereas, from my point of view, I am mining everything. I am crafting everything. So, where would I like to be in 5 years' time? I'd like to be recognized in the Minecraft community as being a genuine vanilla survival Minecrafter that makes them want to play Minecraft. I'm hoping at some time in the
Mhm.
future to release my world,
Oh, wow.
to put it out online somewhere so that people can then go, yeah, we like Mauvais. Yeah, we'll check his world out and we will follow in his footsteps.
I
You
think
know,
it's a brilliant idea.
that's the aim. That's the hope.
I love
And
that.
and because it takes so long to make an episode, um, I need to be monetized for it to happen because,
Mhm.
like everyone else, you've got to pay your bills, haven't you? Horrible thing to say.
Yes, you do. Yeah, yeah, making anything. Yeah, like what I say, it's just a passion, honestly, what we do.
Yeah,
And it takes a lot of time and effort. So
it
I
really
I
does.
understand that you want that your aim is to go to become monetized.
Mm.
And you say what is your goal, like 5,000 views is it per
Y
episode? Is that what
yeah,
you're aiming for?
if I could hit 5,000, obviously I've still got to hit the 1,000 subscribers,
Mhm.
which I'm at 350. 315, 316, something like that. And believe it or not, Shorts is where you get your subs from, which I still can't get my head around. You get your subscribers from your Shorts,
Interesting.
whereas you get your watch hours from you. Because with my content, it's probably the same people watching week in and week out. I know that from the comments. So,
Yeah.
I genuinely have a community of people that watch my content. But if YouTube is no longer putting my content in their feeds,
Mm-hmm.
they're not going to watch it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um,
No, I hear you.
but rather than yeah, it's a dream. But whatever happens, hopefully I'm leaving a historical record of my world.
I think you're doing a great job with that, Mauvais. Honestly,
Thank you, Dark Lord.
you're very welcome. And no, I'm looking forward to seeing where your brand goes. Have you thought about venturing into other mediums like Spotify podcasting now that they have those video options
Um, yes
for
slash
yourself?
no. I think it's that. Would I like to? Yes, I would. Have I got the
Hmm.
time at the moment? No, I haven't. And again, you're going to know this yourself. And it's one of these conversations that goes round in a circle for people that are listening that are content creators themselves, even if they're just starting the journey, or
Hmm.
they might have been doing it for some time. It all comes down to time, and
Yeah.
and it's the amount of time you have available
Hmm.
to produce this. If I look to, and I'll use TikTok as an example, I can't just grab a load of content from one of my videos and put it on TikTok. That doesn't work. It just doesn't
Yeah.
work. It's a totally different platform that expects content to be presented in a different way. So it's almost like, if I was looking at Spotify, for example, and putting my episodes up on there, it
Hmm.
might be something that I look at doing in the future as a trial. I might grab the trial spawn episodes, which is I've got a fair few playlists on my channel, so I could just grab that as a playlist and go, right, let's just put that up there.
Yeah.
How long does it take me to put it up there, and see what happens? But yeah, if I could reach that, the same as all of us, reach that monetization level, so you're reaching a point where you're paying your bills,
Hmm.
it's then right, I need to expand into that. I want to put the content there. I'd love the content to be everywhere, but
Yeah.
it's
Yeah. No,
time.
that's the goal, right? And yeah, you're right. It's time. What advice do you have for creators first starting off?
um, don't beat your head against a brick wall. That will naturally come. um, it's
Yes.
YouTube, which is obviously my main platform, um, is the hardest thing I have ever done in my life. I've run
Wow.
multiple businesses. I've been quite high up in companies. I've held big jobs.
Hmm.
I've stood on stage in front of 16,000 people. You know, I've sang in front of large audiences, small audiences. I've done some cool stuff in my life. Some of it's very
Hmm.
hard. YouTube, including relationships. Oh yeah, and they can be really hard. YouTube is the hardest thing I've ever done. So it's if you're going to have a
Dang.
go at it, give yourself a break.
Mhm.
Another thing I'd say, or another bit of advice, which is totally true, and it might sound really weird, if you're going to have a go at YouTube, um, don't tell anyone.
Mm.
If you tell your friends, and I learnt this early on. So let's say you form a YouTube channel on any subject. Obviously, we're Minecraft people, so we're talking Minecraft.
Yeah.
So you're going to be the next Minecrafter. You're going to be the next Dan TDM. You're going to be,
Yeah.
you're excellent with redstone. So you're gonna take over at Mumbo Jumbo's place on Hermitcraft because you're that good. You're going to be that man or woman that's going to do that. Um,
Mhm.
if you tell your family and your friends, yes, they will subscribe, maybe, But the
Yeah.
problem is the way the algorithm works is it will push your content to them, and they're never going to watch it. Basically, no one you know actually cares, other than your real
That's true.
audience. You know that. You know that.
I do. I don't think I have. Not one of my friends plays Minecraft. Not no
Yes.
one in my family
Yeah.
plays it except for my brother, and he's the
Yep.
only one that gets it. And he's my cover. He's the one that does the art for my covers here. So
Yes. Yes.
he's the only one that really gets it because it's such a niche thing we do.
Yeah.
And it's like that in any field, like you said. Like even if you're doing over carpentry, probably more than
Yep.
likely all of your friends aren't carpenters. So
Yeah.
no, that's a good point. And I didn't tell when I first started my podcast, I just did it, and then I told my family, I said, "Hey, I have a podcast now."
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and you guys can listen to it if you want or not.
Yes.
But
Yes. Yes.
that's good advice, honestly.
My dad, who's 80, he watches my content, and he says to me, "Son, I haven't got a clue what you're doing. Can you please make a video on how to play Minecraft from the beginning for us old idiots?" So
Oh,
that's actually been on my drawing board for quite a long time.
nice. No, I like that.
And yeah, but basically it's yeah. If you just do it, just try it. Your first video will be your worst video. It doesn't matter who you are, what train,
Yeah.
it will be. Just get out there and do it. So actually, Dark Lord, let me just pass that question to you, because I bet no one ever asks you, what advice would you give people?
Oh, wow. Yeah,
So
no
I
one
turn
asked
the
me
time.
anything.
Yeah, there you go.
I I would have to say what you said, but I have to say this: do what you're passionate about.
Mm,
Stick with quality over quantity. I would say though, you have to stick. I would say have a schedule.
yes.
You have to have a schedule. You have to build because your audience relies on a schedule. You
Yes.
can't be sporadic. That's just how it works in this industry. That's simple. You can have a schedule and then promote a bunch, I guess, like news reports, like breaking news, like I do,
Yep.
but
Yep.
that's something different. But you got to have a schedule and you have to have quality. You can't just rant. Like, there's so many people. The podcast industry is a graveyard of millions. Like, most people only make it 2 to 3 episodes and quit.
Yeah.
And because they're like, wow, this takes a lot of work, or wow, no one cares about what I have to say because no one cares if I'm, drinking with my buddy.
Yep.
And having inside jokes.
Yes. Yeah.
For
Yes.
example.
Yes.
I mean, no, that's my advice. Quality and perseverance and a schedule, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Eh,
I do exactly the same. So yes, so that's the advice all day long to anyone that's listening this, and hopefully we've got the next Mr. Beast.
yeah,
It's not
maybe we
me,
do.
but hopefully they're watching and listening now.
I hope so too, Mauvais, honestly, because I think what we discussed today is very helpful. Like from your background, how you got into it, the software you use, the tools, I think some great advice. I think a lot of people will take that to heart, especially some upcoming people, because I know Minecraft is getting new players all the time.
Yes.
So who knows who this is going to inspire, who you're going to inspire.
Yeah, and again, anyone that's obviously watching the or listening to the podcast, if they're thinking of doing the same as we are, you can drop me a comment. I will happily have a conversation with you.
His link's right there.
I've been, and maybe the same for yourself. I've been lucky in my life that there has always been someone I could talk to about things. If I wanted to try this in business, if I needed to know about A, B, and C, there was people I could talk to. Yes, I had to make the decisions at the end of the day, but I had people I could talk to. I'm very happy to talk, which is why, and I can't remember what I mentioned it in last week's episode or this week's or both.
Yeah.
When I first started YouTubing, I started reaching out to other Minecraft YouTubers because I knew what they were going through, and they would have also known what I was going through.
Yes.
Which is why, a lot of my community, probably even as much as 30% of it, are Minecraft YouTubers.
Yeah. No, I believe it.
Because we care. We care about Minecraft. And they're doing it at the same time.
Yes,
So yeah, you got to look after each other. You know, it's a wonderful game that we all discovered, that we all fell
it
in love
is.
with.
There's a
Uh,
reason why it's number one.
yeah, yeah.
I mean,
So,
really. Like,
mm,
what is it to you? Before I ask you the final question,
yep. Oh, I know. I'm
but
looking
what?
forward to that one. Yes.
Yeah, we got 10 minutes left, so
Okay.
maybe I should just ask you that first. What
Yeah.
was your first night in Minecraft like? What was
Really.
your first night?
Oh, really, really, really scary. I,
Okay, thank you. It's a
I
scary
have,
experience.
I have never, and as a man of the world. I grew up where I grew up in Birmingham in England in the age I grew up. I think in America your poor areas are called the projects. Am I correct in that?
Yeah, or ghettos.
Yeah, ghettos. Yeah, I grew up in a ghetto. Um,
Mm.
so as a kid growing up, I didn't realise shops had windows till I was about 10. It was a
Oh
very
wow.
poor area that I grew up in. A lot of violence. That
Mm.
was just what it was. Luckily, being
Mm.
in England, there weren't the guns.
Oh,
But
gotcha.
and these areas exist all over the world. I'm nothing
Mm.
special, so I knew hardship as a kid. Um, Minecraft. I was a tough guy as a young man. That scared the life out of me as a video game. I was genuinely, genuinely, oh my God, I'm going to die. Oh my God, I
Yeah,
don't know what's going
yeah.
on here. I had no idea. Luckily, I'd watched, which I definitely remembered last week, I'd watched X's Adventures in
Mm.
Minecraft. And he literally starts right at the beginning. He said he'd watched a couple of videos, he hadn't played, and he literally recorded from the moment he started playing. And you can see his reaction.
Oh,
That
nice. That's
first
cool.
night,
That's
it's
really
like,
cool.
oh, you know, and I was exactly the same. So Notch, what a hero. I don't think
Yeah.
there's been another game that has ever made me feel that way.
No, I honestly, for me either. And continues to do so. I still
Yes.
get scared sometimes when
Oh
a
yeah.
creeper comes out of my
Oh yeah.
peripherals and blows me
Oh,
to smithereens.
oh yes. Oh yeah. Well, it's why you've got a big movement of this hardcore thing. I don't get that.
Mm. The heart,
Mine,
yeah,
it's you'll see, and I'll say alleged videos because some of them I just don't believe them. It's like you'll see a building that looks like it's been built in creative, and you go,
yeah,
"Wow, that's beautiful," and they'll say, "I built this in my hardcore world." Words to that effect, and I'm thinking,
yeah.
really? So you've built that, and then you just step off a cliff wrongly, and you're dead, and everything's gone.
Hmm.
Why
Last
would you
night I
do
just
that?
fell in lava and died
Oh
by
yeah,
accident.
yeah,
Pure
yeah.
accident. I didn't.
It's beautiful that you. It's very sad that happened to you. I'm sorry for your
It's
loss.
okay. I
I'm
got
I
over it. It
I am
took a while.
genuinely sorry for your loss. I had quite early on in the series. I'm one of these players that, apart from the troll, and I have to mention this, the troll spawn episodes, I die all the time. Spoiler alert. A lot of dying there. But apart from those, I'm one of these players that could go a year, 2 years without dying. I am ultra, ultra careful.
Nice. Dang.
Also, whoa, my armor. And here's something crazy, which you probably didn't even realize, and you will be shocked at. In all my years playing
Okay.
Minecraft, I've never had netherite armor.
Okay. That is impressive. I've never had it myself, but I've only been
Ah,
3 years.
yeah,
So,
never
but
had.
11 years,
Yep. Well,
it's
11 years on
expensive.
this
I get
world,
it.
15. Well, no, it's the whole. I just never have. I
Okay.
have got the maximum out of my diamonds. I am a bit of a villager farmer in the fact that I
Mhm.
will create and especially in the series in Antioch. So we start in Athens, we move to Thassos, we then move to Antioch, where the 11th anniversary was. In there, I would name the villages after the commenters. So
Oh, that's right.
members of my
I saw
community,
that.
yes, members of
I
my
love that idea.
community,
I thought that
yeah.
was so cool.
It's some of my episodes, I will check in on these are the people that are watching the content. They've
Hmm.
put in the comments in. I want to say thank you. So, it Flushui, just throwing, one of the guys
Well,
out
say
there.
thank you. This is your chance.
Oh, to every single one of you. It's from the newer guys. So there's two groups of in my community. There's the OGs, the original group,
Hmm.
and they were anyone that commented up until when I left Antioch. So
Okay.
Antioch, I think I left Antioch. Oh, actually, let's have a look. I will tell you. When did we leave Antioch? So Antioch was. See, I'm so used to having two screens, and
You're
I'm
fine.
obviously doing this on a laptop, so it's like, whoa. Normally, two screen, I'd have all this stuff up on the second screen. So the Antioch Chronicles, Mauvais Adventures in Minecraft. Let's look at the playlist. Wait a minute. That goes from episode 14 to. No, that's not loaded. Yeah, yeah. When I left, I think it was about 30 odd. When I left Antioch, I closed the OG and I built a wall. So there's a wall in Antioch with the orange concrete blocks in, and then I then put the signs on top, which is called the OG wall. And then the moment I left
Nice.
Antioch, anyone knew that posts a comment is a member of Le Nouveau, the new. So
Le Nouveau. C'est
of
bien
which
ça.
obviously Realm News is now a member of Le Nouveau
Oh,
because
merci beaucoup.
no, because of course, well, recently you placed a comment on I can't remember, it was episode 49 or 48.
Oh.
It was one of the more recent ones you placed a comment on.
I
So,
did.
so of course I've gone, well, yeah, you're a member of Le Nouveau, so you will be getting a
Awesome.
mention. And
Oh man, I
yeah,
love that.
yeah,
Heck yeah. Thank you.
of
Thank you. Merci
course.
beaucoup pour ça.
Oh, toujours. It has to, and remember, je parle français un peu.
Je comprends. D'accord.
Merci beaucoup. Yeah, for those that don't speak French, basically, I don't speak any French other than the odd word here and there. And the Dark Lord thanked me for it. But
Mauvais.
yes,
We got like 2 minutes left, and I want to give you those 2 minutes to let the audience know where to find you again
okay,
and to say your goodbyes
yes. So,
before they kick us off.
no, that's fair enough. So, yes, on YouTube, if you go to, that's the primary channel. So if you go to YouTube and type in Mauvais or Mauvais space adventures, and I'll spell the Mauvais bit, which is MAUVAIS space adventures, and then the episodes will appear. I have built a number of playlists. So episode 50 is the next episode. So actually, I'll mention this slightly because I know time's running out now. We were going to talk about how I deal with the grind, the doing this week in and week out. Well, I'm due to get married in January for the second
Oh,
time.
wow.
So,
Congrats.
well, yeah, yes, thank you.
Congratulations.
So yes, I'm actually going to take a break for the first time. And then sort of come back. So I've put a number of playlists in that are, organised,
Okay.
1 to 10, 11 to 20, 21 to 30, and so on and so on, and some specialist ones, and all the multi-language ones off literally from episode 30. There's a multi-language. I'm looking at doing some of that, putting that in place, and I'm also looking at coming back with a slightly different dating method after episode 50, which I'm aiming at releasing around Christmas. So I'm
Okay.
actually
Great.
looking at not for the time being, especially with the algorithm changes, not for the time being continuing with the grind. I want to get back to delivering quality content with love rather than good content that I've had to get done in a week. Does that make sense?
No, that makes perfect sense. And
And it's about
and thank you
longevity.
for telling us that, Mauvais. We have 20 seconds left. I'm going to wrap this up if that's okay.
Of course.
My audience, thank you so much for tuning in to me and my new friend here, Mauvais Garcon. Go sign up. The link has been flashed several times. It'll be in the show description. Go sign up there, and we'll see you next Thursday at Realm News. The Dark Lord. Signing out. Hey, Realm News fans, it's your host, the Dark Lord, the one who puts the real in Realm and expands your mind one block at a time. I am here to tell you that your support means everything. Spread the word by telling friends, liking, and commenting on Spotify or Good Pods. Find me on X, Blue Sky, Reddit, or via email at bio.link/Realm News. For more content, join my Patreon at the Copper tier for early episodes, bonus content, and newsletters. Find out more at bio.link/Realm News. No pressure, though. Just keep listening, liking, and sharing. That's more than enough. Happy crafting, and see you at the next Realm News.